नहीं तुझे खिलाफ spending the same ये मत लुलु दिया
Posso falar uma repete no cinema?
Mas para se não li.
Ne, pame!
"25 million stitches, one stitch, one refugee" is a global participatory art activism project. 2000 to 2010, it took 10 years for the number of refugees to double, and then the next 5 years, it doubled again. So the rate in which the number of refugees were growing was remarkable. A refugee trying
Tu seras la reine de la fête Aïe.
Hello from Film Festival. My name is Alexandre Athané. I'm a filmmaker and illustrator, and I am the director of the short animation film Jus d'Orange that just won an award at Frome Film Festival. From the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you all for making Jus d'Orange best animation film at Frome. Not only this cherry on the cake is really making me happy, also, I want to say that when I completed Jus d'Orange about a year and a half ago, and I started searching for film festival that would be interesting to send the film to, I saw From Film Festival and I was like, this seems like the perfect place to share the story of Jus d'Orange, to share the message that I wanted to share when I created Jus d'Orange. Not only From Film Festival selected Jus d'Orange, which was already like a very beautiful thing, but also Jus d'Orange wins Best Animation at the festival, so I'm over the moon. Thank you very much to James, the director of the festival. Thank you to the team of the festival. Thank you to the jury members. Thank you to the audience. Thank you for creating such an interesting and inspiring film festival. And bye-bye.
generally around the strand line here that you start finding all the stuff. Look at all this little tiny bits of plastic. Just you could spend all day literally grabbing this stuff, and it's everywhere. Look, fishing nets.
کی میگه کلیپشو بدین تو خونه بسازن؟ خب اینجا همه همراه هم دیگه کار کنن جذاب تر نی؟ کلاس اول
آره کلاسی که برامون کلاس
خب من نیلوفر نیازمند هستم. توی دانشگاه علوم کامپیوتر خوندم. کارم تو مدرسه با نوشتن برنامه‌نویسی همش تو فرم می‌خواد بزنه که تنها کسی که تو مدرسه عاشق این بود که پروژه محیط زیست برداره سر کلاس کامپیوتر و بچه‌ها رو تشویق کنه که پروژه محیط زیست برداره من بودم.
Tačno 10 godina traje ta borba za čistiju Krivaju. Ona jeste jedna autohtona reka, vojvođanska, teče otprilike 100 km od severne granice pa sve do Tisa-Dunav kanala. Sve do Bačkotopolskog jezera ona je čista, znači nema zagađivača na tom toku Krivaje. Čak jedan deo pre Bačkotopolskog jezera je i zaštićen. Međutim, čim ona izađe iz te akumulacije, odnosno iz jezera, ona se zagađuje u gradu, znači
This place should be celebrated, yeah.
त्यांना नाही इंटरेस्ट. आणि काय गरज आहे लोकांना कळायची? प्रत्येक ठिकाणी लोक गरजेचे आहेत का?
हो रे, म्हणजे बघ ना, लोक असली ना की एक वेगळीच मजा येते, एक वेगळाच जोश येतो रे.
आणि नेचरचं काय? प्रत्येक ठिकाणी जर लोक वाढतच चालली तर अशा सुंदर जागा राहणारच नाहीत ना.
Plan Initiative is a women-led organization based in Nairobi, Kenya, and we majorly focus on advocating for gender inclusivity and also safe, inclusive public transport spaces for women and vulnerable groups in Africa.
I'm a female BMX rider. I've been riding my bike all my life. Yeah? Since I was young, we used to go to school, so that's where my passion started. And I came...
这边应该是全国鱼市场来说最容易发现鲎的地方了。鲎真的随时可能出现在水族箱里面。
我算你300，就2000的。
我宁愿他们从来不会出现在渔港。 至少有间接救一对，但是人们永远救他们，我也不知道。哦，真的有产卵呢，它卵挤出来了，所以我们明天真的就是要把它好好的放回海边去了。
Why is retrofitting important? There's a really clear link between the health of our homes and our own physical health. For every pound that's spent on retrofitting homes that are in dire need because they're cold and mouldy, the NHS saves 42 pence. That's an annual saving of about £1.4 billion. The temperature of our home has a real immediate impact on our health. If you're a healthy adult, you need temperatures of between 18 degrees and 21 degrees centigrade in order to maintain that health.
Why is the river important to us? We have to think of it all as a big cycle where we are interlinked into lots of parts of that cycle. We link into what we drink, but also everything we put down our drains, in our toilets, down the sinks, ultimately can end up back right here in this river. It's really like a flowing record of the health of our town. If someone was to test this water, they could tell what clothes we all wear, what food we're eating, the flea treatment we put on our pets, the cleaning products we want to use.
Moidan, which was once claimed to be the green lungs of Kolkata, now could only be witnessed under a pile of waste, the majority of which consists of plastic. Even the animals are affected by it, as they ignorantly consume the micro and macroplastic. Even in the suburbs, we could see piles of waste on the roadside, consisting mainly of plastic packets, bottles and wrappers. The main reason for such terrible sight is the overproduction of plastic and lack of civil sense.
Thank you to the Frome International Climate Film Festival for this esteemed recognition. It is an honor to accept the award for Best Short Film on behalf of our entire team. This project was driven by a deep commitment to raising awareness about the climate crisis through the power of visual storytelling. We are grateful to the festival for providing a platform that amplifies these critical voices and narratives. Sincere thanks to our dedicated cast and crew whose talent and commitment made this film possible. We hope this recognition helps further the urgent conversation around climate change and behavioral change. Thank you again, and thank you to the audience.
کره زمین تنها سیاره‌ایه که میشه روی اون زندگی کرد.
मेरे पापा बॉल पास कर जल्दी कर
ये
चल चल चल चल वो पीछे से आ रहे भागते हुए जल्दी जल्दी चल हमें अपना गोल हमें गोल करना है
ये ले
जल्दी
पास ले
अरे यार चल वो अपना गोल बचाने जल्दी जल्दी भाग भाग जल्दी जल्दी जल्दी जल्दी भागते आ रहे जल्दी जल्दी कर छीन लिया चल वापस चल उनके सामने वाले गोल में चल चल
ये ले पास ले
लेफ्ट ले जल्दी
ये ले कर दिया अरे जल्दी कर भाग तो रहा हूँ
Hello, my name is Frank Yopis. I'm the director of the short film No. I would like to thank the festival and the jury for this prize. And I share this prize with all my little actors of the film. Thank you very much and good evening.
For our lives. Easy for us to go to get food on the sea, to get the fish, and then you come back, you can go in the land to get the coconuts like that. Whatever on the land is, then we can share our lives, both of them, the ocean and the land. That's how our people lives in a very easy way.
Fai 30 anos, nos anos 2020, tivemos un soño. Tivemos un soño de que podíamos mudar o pesadelo no que estaba o mundo e transformalo nalgo completamente distinto. Para nós iso significaba recuperar as nosas terras, os nosos bosques nativos, as nosas aguas, e 30 anos despois conseguímolo.
Eles reconhecem a gente. Quando a gente começou, a população estava estimada em 200 animais na região. Por isso nós fizemos as reintroduções, né? Trouxemos mais de 150 animais de zoológicos do mundo todo e foram reintroduzidos na região.
Kunang-kunang sekarang sulit ditemukan karena perubahan iklim yang menyebabkan panas berkepanjangan, sulitnya air bersih, dan banyaknya cahaya di malam hari.
Ya. Aku punya ide. Gimana kalau sekarang kita bersih-bersih sawah dan sungai di sekitar sini? Biar kunang-kunangnya muncul. Ayo, aku mau.
Excellencies, the effects of climate change are etching a deepening and more devastating impact on our lives.
What are the immediate threats to the Pacific at the moment? Tropical cyclones, droughts, sea level rise, saltwater inundation, loss of life, and loss of livelihoods.
No one wants to walk out the house because they feel like, someone might be dead.
Greetings from Quito, Ecuador. First of all, I want to say I'm so grateful to be able to show Oceania with you there in Frome. I'm here in Ecuador, Quito, sharing the film as well, and it's so deeply inspiring to know the communities around the world are really receiving this offering. I am super honored to receive this award, and I will gratefully accept it for myself, but also the whole team, Takinis, my collaborator, and all the amazing creative people that put so much love and care and intention into this story. I wish you well for the rest of the festival, and I hope that our paths cross again in the good work that we are trying to put into the world. Thank you.
It's winter, a season full of wonders, and time for a brisk hike to a little cabin.
I fell in love with Sweden the first time I visited. I explored, following the tracks of its wildlife.
Tu seras la reine de la fête. Aïe.
Le reste de l'année, je consacre mon temps à ma passion, en fait, qui est l'étude et l'observation des champignons et les potentialités. Qu'est-ce qu'on peut en faire, en fait, dans tous les domaines de l'activité humaine. La construction, la cuisine aussi, puisqu'il y a plein d'espèces de champignons.
Poussent à l'intérieur de la cellule qui leur donne naissance. Et une fois à maturité, ça s'expulse en fait de l'asque, la cellule matrice en fait. Voilà.
Alors, est-ce que...
Uma montanha de lama atingiu o vilarejo de Bento Rodrigues, distrito que fica em uma região montanhosa a 25 quilômetros da cidade histórica de Mariana. No local vivem 600 moradores e pouco mais de 200 casas. Do alto dá para ver a enxurrada de lama que devastou a região.
Foi daqui que os rejeitos partiram, provocando a maior tragédia ambiental da história do país, em toda a extensão do Rio Doce até o Oceano Atlântico. No caminho, deixou cidades inteiras sem abastecimento de água e muita destruição.
E após percorrer cerca de 800 quilômetros, os rejeitos de mineração mudaram a cor do mar no litoral capixaba.
Very important locally for the biodiversity and outdoor activities, but they are also important very far away, because they feed glacier-fed rivers all the way to the sea or the ocean, and they serve as habitat for thousands of species, including humans. We are using the water coming from glaciers and snow for everyday life. We will lose everything if we don't protect glaciers.
Bonjour from Festival. Thank you so much for this award. We're very happy here with the Dirty Tools team. It took a while to make this film, from 2020 to 2023, 2024, with everyone from the post-production team to the production team to the mycologists, the mushroom enthusiasts, and everyone around us who believed in this project and made it possible. We really hope it inspires you to go mushroom picking, but also to be mushroom enthusiasts as we can be, as you see right now on my t-shirt. And as we say in France, merci beaucoup.
E chegou no século XIX ao Brasil. A publicidade usa as histórias para que bens e serviços pareçam incrivelmente necessários para a nossa vida. E isso tem impactado profundamente a forma como comemos.
Excellencies, the effects of climate change are etching a deepening and more devastating impact on our lives.
What are the immediate threats to the Pacific at the moment? Droughts, sea level rise, saltwater inundation, loss of life, and loss of livelihoods.
No one wants to walk out the house because they feel like, someone might be dead.
if they knew the recipe for snow ice cream. Outside, the sky navy blue and horizon lavender against the old sunset. I scooped a big orange bowl full of fresh snow. My mom added the evaporated milk, the vanilla flavoring, and the cocoa powder from the steely Hershey's tin, substantial in my compressing palms. Material reality like a coin or belt buckle. At home, there was always the orange bowl.
We care for over 170 animals who have been rescued from slaughter or abandonment. They come from mostly factory farms where they've been confined to very tight cages. People say, well, what do you do with them? Do you sell the milk or do anything like that? Sell the eggs, but we don't. We just give them as good a home as possible.
Olá, meu nome é Rafael, eu quero agradecer a premiação em nome de toda a equipe, dizer que é uma alegria saber que em várias partes do mundo existem iniciativas como Frome, que colocam o audiovisual em uma perspectiva de luta, numa perspectiva de justiça climática, justiça socioambiental. Quero dedicar esse prêmio aos movimentos sociais e às comunidades tradicionais, aos povos originários, que não têm como horizonte o horizonte capitalista, que sabem que a gente pode muito mais, que o nosso horizonte é mais largo, é mais amplo e que a gente pode construir um caminho bonito diante desse grande desafio que é a luta do nosso século, que é para salvar esse planeta e para construir uma sociedade justa para os humanos, para os outros animais não humanos e para o meio ambiente todo. Um grande abraço do Brasil, não estamos sós, vamos à luta, até mais.
Stop jet privati! Stop jet privati! Stop jet privati! I'm treated as a criminal, but the real criminals are inside. The real criminals are the people who keep on emitting CO2 as if there is no tomorrow. In 10 years we'll exceed the temperature of 1.5 degrees. Ecosystems will collapse after we exceed the 1.5, maybe even before. So we are in terrible danger. I'm a researcher and I'm here to say that this is no longer possible.
Glaciers are very important locally for the biodiversity and outdoor activities, but they are also important very far away because they feed glacier-fed rivers all the way to the sea or the ocean, and they serve as habitat for thousands of species, including humans.
A long time ago, Coyote, he told Grizzly Bear that the human beings were coming and that we were going to share his home with them. Grizzly Bear was angry. He came across a young boy who was lost. Grizzly Bear was amazed and intrigued by the young boy. So he took him and he showed him how to live on the land. He showed him the roots, the berries, the plants. He showed him how to mark the trail to buffalo country for the Nez Perces.
If you live on these places like this near the ocean, it's more easy for our lives. Easy for us to go to get food on the sea, to get the fish, and then you come back, you can go in the land to get the coconuts like that. Whatever on the land is, then we can share our lives, both of them, ocean and the land. That's how our people lives in a very easy way.
Et une fois à maturité, ben, ça s'expulse en fait de l'asque, la cellule matrice en fait. Voilà.
Et alors, est-ce que je l'ai? Est-ce que je l'ai eu?
T'as eu le sclérote?
J'ai eu la truffe, ouais.
Ah oui, d'accord. Okay. T'as une petite truffe là, qui n'a rien à voir avec la truffe du Périgord.
Ça sent la terre. Je suis Jérôme Legros, j'ai 41 ans et je suis une partie de l'année ouvrier agricole saisonnier. Le reste de l'année, je consacre.
Hello from Italy. Welcome to my home where I did documentary The Researcher. And I want to give a big thank to all of you and all of the jury that awarded the film The Researcher as Best Educational Movie. And also a great thank to Gianluca Grimalda, the film protagonist, but also he did all the shootings for this movie and he played a huge role in the success of The Researcher. Thank you so much.
I'm in Shumanay district where I was born. You might be wondering where Kirkuk, Pakistan or Uzbekistan is located. It's actually in Central Asia and a place some confuse it with Afghanistan or Pakistan. Since Shumanay is located very far from cities and everything, we are the last to get water from Amu Darya.
Io sono nato qui in questo paese, però ho lavorato pure a Terni e andavo avanti e dietro. Per 2 anni me la sono fatta a piedi fino a Ferendillo, la mattina andavo giù, la sera ritornavo su e via. Dopo mi sono motorizzato, ho comprato la moto, la macchina e via. E mi sono dedicato sempre qui un po' all'agricoltura perché c'ho l'oliveto, c'avevo un po' di bestiame.
El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. Somos quichua como nacionalidad, suaro orani, no nos toman a nosotros. No tenemos ni una universidad para los estudiantes de aquí, pero sacan el petróleo tantos años. ¿Qué nos han dado? Nada, ni vías no tenemos. Que salgan de aquí. Si no salen, le metemos lanza, vamos a meter lanza, no un revólver, sino con lanza.
Je trouve que ce qu'il y a de bien, c'est qu'il y a des défis tous les ans, parce que l'agriculture bio, c'est encore un peu plus compliqué que l'agriculture conventionnelle, parce que quand on n'a rien pour rectifier s'il y a un problème. Et en bio, justement, le défi, c'est d'essayer de ne pas faire d'erreur pour arriver à avoir un résultat quand même moyennement correct. Et ça, c'est vrai que c'est un truc que j'adore quand même, pouvoir défier ça, mais bon, c'est pas toujours facile, hein.
1970'lerde İstanbul Boğazı farklıydı ve muhteşemdi. Okulda oturduğum sıradan Marmara Denizi'ni görebilirdim. Ders dinleyeceğime Boğaz'dan gelip geçen gemileri, yunus sürülerini seyrederdim, martıları dinlerdim. Zamanla bu bölgenin özel ve benzersiz olduğunu anladım. Ders dinleseydim belki zaten bunları duyacaktım. Suyu ve denizi, havası, kültürü, tarihi ve yemeğiyle çok özel bir yerdi burası.
Is there any wonder that nobody knows what to believe?
I'm Jazz and I'm a mobile hairdresser.
I have some really interesting chats with people when they're in the hairdressing chair. And we often end up talking about our crazy weather or the environment.
I hadn't seen so many bees this year. Really worried about it.
Really wet, isn't it? Doesn't feel like we're in summer.
Hello! It feels like everyone is concerned one way or another about the changes we can all see happening.
Hello!
Había mucha agua. Salía por sí solo. Allá eran puros manantiales los que había. Y venía el río lleno de agua. Ahora casi no hay.
Az utóbbi évek tapasztalatai alapján a fehér akác elvirágzása után, ha nem találnak megfelelő területet a méhek, akár több hetes hordástalan időszak is kialakulhat. Ilyen kedvezőtlen esetben az akác utáni méztartalékot gyorsan felélik a családok. Magyarországon egyre több olyan méhészet van, melyek környékén elég kevés az ilyenkor virágzó haszonnövény és a természetes hordást biztosító mélegelő.
IKEA. We love wood.
Ifølge IKEA selv er deres skovdrift ikke bare bæredygtig. Den er ligefrem med til at sikre fremtiden for de rumænske skove.
We love wood because it is durable, renewable, recyclable and beautiful. Because we know that responsible forest management helps to combat climate change. We make a difference for the future of the forests and the people living around them.
Hello from Virginia, United States of America. I'm from Istanbul, but I teach in Virginia. I teach documentary filmmaking. Thank you so much for, first of all, screening my film at your film festival. And I would also, of course, like to thank you for the award. I would like you to know that it means a lot to me. It took me more than 1 year to make the film with a small budget. I'm really happy to see that it reached to an audience in Britain. Thank you again. With your help, we will keep the discussion about climate change going. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Det sägs att mina handlingar är obetydliga i det stora hela. Tänk om man skulle strunta i att tänka så. Hur skulle vi påverka varandra och ekologin om vi skulle tro, nej, veta att vårt agerande, att den lilla människans agerande är av den absolut yttersta vikt.
Há 5 anos atrás, em 2019,
A rewilding Portugal chegou ao grande Vale do Coa. Em meia década, as mudanças na vida selvagem, nas comunidades e nestas paisagens de perder de vista são bem visíveis.
Glaciers are very important locally for the biodiversity and outdoor activities. See that glaciers are melting, that the mountain is looking different. But I don't think that when you live far away from the mountains, you can imagine how much dependent on snow and glaciers you are. Hundreds of millions of people rely on glaciers for their water.
My name is Matthias and I'm the director of the film Imprint. Thank you so much for this award. The real reward, though, is knowing that the film is out there in the world, finding its audiences, and maybe sparking a little bit of inspiration along the way. Thank you so much.
Our planet is rich with a number of natural wonders, full of beauty and mystery. Here, geology, climate, and nature have come together to create stunning landscapes and a refuge for fascinating plants and animals.
We've got a climate crisis, don't bloody well ignore. We either fight it now or it costs a whole lot more. We've got a climate crisis, don't say it's good for us. Droughts and floods and fires, stop asking what's the fuss. To do or not to do. To do or not to do. Here's what.
Winging south from El Norte over high desert plateau, he's following the monarch's flight down to Mexico. Finds a little hotel, one story can you know, on his way into the mountains of El Rosario. Hermosa mariposa, hermosa mariposa.
For environmental justice, Mother Nature is crying out. Let's start by stopping carbon dioxide emissions. Stop the destruction of the Amazon rainforest. We need natural oxygen to survive. Oh na na na, hear me now. Mother Nature is crying out for justice.
Greetings to the Frome International Climate Film Festival. My name is George Johnson.
And I'm Ben Johnson. We are the founders of Intensive Care and the songwriters of Climate Crisis, the first song we wrote together when I was 16. We are so grateful to the judges of the Climate Film Festival for awarding us the Best Music Video Prize, since it means that our call to climate action will reach a whole new audience and country.
Climate Crisis, one of several eco songs on Spotify and the other platforms, is part of my eco comedy Boomerangst, in development as a feature film, so watch out for that.
We are in our backyard on the bank of the North Thompson River. The mountain across from us, called Starberry Hill, was devastated by wildfire in 2003, before I was born, and then again in 2021. Massive wildfires devastate the land, people, and animals every year now.
I wrote the lyrics for Climate Crisis when living in wildfire smoke in that summer, and I heard that the Conservative Party had voted that climate change was not human caused. This made me angry and frustrated, so I wrote a protest against denialism, but also in hope that we could change for the better. We filmed the video in an area devastated by a wildfire that summer, the Dead Man's Valley. I'd like to thank producer Peter Cameron Inglis and his crew at Mastermind Studios here in Kamloops, BC, and everyone else involved in producing the music and supporting the video.
It takes a village to complete a project like this.
Thanks again to the Frome International Climate Festival. We wish you an engaging festival that builds community and awareness of the climate crisis that we all face on Mother Earth. Thank you very much.
Stillness and patience, which, let's face it, is fantastic for your mental health. I feel like my shoulders lower several inches after I've been bird watching. It's just a really great de-stressor, puts a smile back on my face.
When I go bird watching, I just feel so relaxed. I just feel in tune with myself and nature. It's a time for me to just switch off, and anything else that I've got going on in my life, I can just forget about it for that half an hour that I'm outside.
Bird watching for me is like an escape. It's like a time for me to disconnect. It's always been like a part of me since growing up. I've never gone for a walk and after felt like worse. It's always made me feel better. Yeah, being outside in nature makes me feel really good.
Welcome to our film, From Discarded Waste to Tangled Fishing Lines. What started as a simple documentary about a grassroots community beach clean group became a rabbit hole of discovery about the unseen environmental pressures on our shores, an impact hidden in plain sight.
Last night I was asking people if they knew the recipe for snow ice cream. Outside, the sky navy blue and horizon lavender against the old sunset. I scooped a big orange bowl full of fresh snow. My mom added the evaporated milk, the vanilla flavoring, and the cocoa powder from the steely Hershey's tin, substantial in my compressing palms. Material reality like a coin or belt buckle. At home there was always the orange bowl.
Moidan, which was once claimed to be the green lungs of Kolkata, now could only be witnessed under a pile of waste, the majority of which consists of plastic. Even the animals are affected by it, as they ignorantly consume the micro and macroplastic. Even in the suburbs, we could see piles of waste on the roadside, consisting mainly of plastic packets, bottles and wrappers. The main reason for such terrible sight is the overproduction of plastic and lack of civil sense.
Hi, I'm Bayou Bennett.
And I'm Daniel Lear.
And we're the Dream Team directors, and we are also the directors of Connection, and it's such an honor to win an award at your amazing festival that puts the planet first.
And no less we win the Net Zero Award. I mean, that's huge for us because we made this film as our first one using green production protocols. And we found that the crew, they were just so passionate to be involved in making a film so consciously green. Thank you for this incredible honor.
So what is retrofitting? Retrofitting is another word for refurbishment. It's simply making changes to your home that are aimed at reducing your energy usage, improving your health and lowering your carbon emissions. Why is retrofitting important? There's a really clear link between the health of our homes and our own physical health. For every £1 that's spent on retrofitting homes that are in dire need because they're cold and mouldy.
Shopping trips, hospitals, work appointments, all these types of things we do really need to rely upon public transport.
Our journey begins.
The 669 to Shepton. The 669 to Shepton.
Bus driver, he wants to do his gardening.
Conversations. We have conversations about families and
what's the name? You know the dog's name.
Chatting to some of the people that we've got to know in the years that we've been on buses.
New to the other buses, the holiday on the buses.
That's right, yeah.
He had a bet if he wouldn't smoke on the bus.
Hello, I'm Lily. I'm the director of Splish Splash Splosh, and I would just like to say thank you for choosing my film to be the winner of the Best Somerset Film Director. It means a lot to me coming from my hometown. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the film, and thank you.
A máme tady novinku pro všechny lidi na celém světě. Odpadky do lesa nepatří.
Cestou, necestou, mezi stromy, lesy a břehy vede cesta. Věstou, nevěstou, mezi korunami a v oblacích letí duše má.
Hi, thank you so much for noticing my film Bedwoods at your festival. I'm very grateful for the award, but the biggest award for me is that the film reaches as many viewers as possible. Because Bedwoods is not so much about the film itself, but rather about the idea of sustainable world and encouraging people to reflect. That's all. Thank you once again. I wish you a successful festival. Bye.
"25 Million Stitches, One Stitch, One Refugee" is a global participatory art activism project. 2000 to 2010, it took 10 years for the number of refugees to double, and then the next 5 years, it doubled again. So the rate in which the number of refugees were growing was remarkable. A refugee trying to put his child on a boat, perhaps knowing that he's never going to see her again, just stayed in the back of my mind. And initially, I was shying away from engaging with it because I thought, what can I do as one individual seeing this incredible suffering? I had an opening of the heart, and I was following the UN Refugee Agency's report. And in 2019, the number had reached over 25 million. And I wanted to see how big this number was. So I decided to do a data-driven work, make a single mark and repeat it 25 million times. House it in one space to understand how big 25 million is.
I mean, it's hitting people here, and that's what it's supposed to do. And art, in the best sense, does that.
Humanity, it values the human condition.
Refugee are people who are fleeing either extreme weather, genocide, persecution.
ISIS came, I was like, we don't want you anymore here. You know, leave or die.
And they're the ones who leave their border, their country, because they have no other option but to do that. I consider myself art activist. I use my art to raise awareness about environmental issues and social justice issues. My name is Jennifer Kim Sohn, and I'm a fiber artist. I'm from South Korea. My family moved to the United States when I was a senior in high school. It was easy to personify United States as this superhero. It seemed to even wear this hero's cape of human society's highest ideals, where her citizens can enjoy freedom, equality, and opportunity to pursue her happiness. And I'm bringing this up because, as you know, 25 Million Stitches is about refugees, and there's a very big distinction between immigrant and refugees. Refugees are the ones who have no option whatsoever but to flee their country. And many of them don't want to do that. They just have to for their survival.
Hi, my name is Jose Castillo. I'm the director and producer of 25 Million Stitches, One Stitch, One Refugee. On behalf of my team, I'd like to thank the Frome International Climate Film Festival for the Judge's Choice Award. It's an incredible honor to be a part of so many talented filmmakers, and I would invite people to visit 25millionstitches.com to continue this important message about refugees. Thank you.